Good afternoon, all. So I'm going to walk you through the experience that I've had so far as an implementer for the HIV self-testing program in Zimbabwe, which was very uncharted water. All morning we have been hearing a lot of studies and researches that were happening. Then there was time for real drama. The implementer had to come in and to take somebody brave to take on this responsibility of something that was uncharted water, and we had to take the program head on. In Zimbabwe, this is the picture that we have from, recently we had Zimbabwe population-based HIV impact assessment study, which gave a very excellent picture of the progress that has already happened in Zimbabwe with the other activities in testing that were happening already, where we got a very good picture of 74% of the people living with HIV who already know their HIV status. And the picture that we also get is quite encouraging in that of those people that were at 74%, we actually had a better return rate for people that already know their status, who were getting into treatment and who had a very high viral suppression of above 80%. So the missing link still is 74% is not 90%. So what else can we do to reach those populations that can take us to the 90? It has been said all morning. Unfortunately, I also have to repeat it. Men continue to be the culprits. At times, I don't want to blame the men, because at times it's the opportunities that are presented to men that may not make it very conducive or make the service accessible to them. We also have challenges with young populations. Again, maybe not necessarily of their own making, but are we presenting them with all the opportunities that can make them access services in a manner that would be more comfortable to them? So 42% of women, 26% of men had tested, indicated that they tested in the past 12 months. And nearly half of young people in the ages 15 to 24 living with HIV know their HIV status. So we have another half of the people in that same age group who do not know their HIV status. So it's quite a task, and we still have some way to go. So coupled with this, I'm sure you've heard from the passionate way our Minister of Health was talking about HIV self-testing. That gave me a lot of confidence that we had a lot of support on our side. We also have our politicians who are also on our side and supporting us throughout. So our Minister of Health took the lead and established, like what Gertrude said in the morning, HIV self-testing technical working group was put in place very fast, and we went through with the technical working group to look at things like the training manual and other issues that were related to self-testing. We were easily able to move fast because of that cooperation and enthusiasm from the Minister of Health. PSI, on the other hand, we realigned our community distribution, which is our biggest reach in terms of models of distribution, to realign it with the New Start operational areas in the cluster randomized control trial districts to support our community-based distribution model. And Minister of Health, in order for us to lay the ground for our cluster randomized control trial distribution, Minister of Health, through the technical working group, again led us, PSI, and our research partner in-country, SESHA, through a cluster randomization meeting to randomize the communities where we're going to be working with. So, based on the formative researches, which Euphemia talked about in the morning, at least we knew HIV self-testing was highly acceptable. In the work that the SESHA had done on female sex workers, and when offered an option in the provider delivered in other testing facilities, we are also seeing that 70% of the clients are actually preferring HIV self-testing compared to the HIV provider delivered testing. Accuracy was also shown to be very high, 93 to 100% sensitivity and 95% specificity when the self-testing kit was put in the hands of lay providers or lay persons. To improve on our on the efficiency, we also introduced the demonstration kit. So when a provider gets when a provider is distributing their kits, they demonstrate how the kit is used, and then in addition to that, they can share a demonstration video that was developed by our partner, Sesha. And in addition, we also have the IFU that was also developed, that was talked about in the morning. All these are efforts to improve accuracy on the part of the provider. So at the end of it, the provider will make a choice on how, the client will make a choice on how they would want to self-test. So the models that we have had in country that we are using, we have the community-based distribution, which I said has got our biggest reach, and through a cluster randomization trial in 34 wards, overall target of kits to be distributed for Zimbabwe is 354,000. Facility-based HIV testing through our new start centers is also another model that we are using. And in those facilities, we are also doing secondary distribution to HIV-positive clients who test through the facilities to take a kit home to give to their partner or contacts. We also distributing through VMMC mobilizers and through VMMC fixed sites. We also have key populations. There was a question on key populations. Again, we also started with female sex workers, and we are moving on to MSM before the end of phase 1. So what is happening with our community-based distribution? This is how we decided we would do it. We identify community-based distributors from the community, and together with the community and with the leadership of Ministry of Health authorities in the area, they undergo a 2.5-day training. The actual distribution happens on a door-to-door basis, and only one kit is given to a client that we find at home. We don't leave a second kit if the other person is not there. Community distributors provide information at that point and do a practical demonstration. Like I said, they can also share an instruction video on WhatsApp or AppShare, because most people tend to have Android phones, even in the rural areas. Information on post-test referral is also given, including an actual outreach schedule which shows when new start center mobile teams are actually going to be in that area of distribution supporting services, and also that they can also link with Ministry of Health facilities that are also in their communities. We have also introduced electronic data collection, where we've given our distributors a tablet which they use to capture data. So literacy on electronics is also a condition during recruitment, in addition to having knowledge or having worked in an HIV environment or health environment. The data is linked directly to our DHIS2 server at PSI, real time. Self-testers, we ask them to return used test kits. So we give them an envelope. We also give them a self-completed questionnaire to complete after testing, which they seal and anonymously drop off in drop-off boxes that are in various points in the community and even at health facilities, depending on, it's a community decision where the drop boxes are going to be secured.
Miriam, can you...
The late read of test kits...
Miriam, another 2 minutes. I think we have to round up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So later on, we do a late read of the kits. 73,000 test kits have been distributed so far up to end of December. Up to end of February, 44% of the takers are men, 44% are from the age group 16 to 24. 73% of self-testers test on their own. clients are given an option after the demonstration and everything, whether they want to be assisted fully, they want some form of assistance, or they can just test on their own. And so we are happy 73% are able to test on their own after the demonstrations. 23% of recipients are new clients or first-time users, and 60% of the test kits have been returned to us for late read and analysis. So generally, our yield has been peaking around 20, from the late read, 20 to 24 and 40 to 45 age groups. And these are the facilities: the New Start Center, fixed sites. We have got 5 that are distributing kits. And again, clients choose between provider-delivered testing or self-testing on site. What you see there are the cubicles where those who choose to test on site can just go into that cubicle and test on site. For facility-based distribution, we have reached 9,083 clients with our test kits, and 40% have opted to self-test, 47% in the 16 to 24 age group, and 40% males and 41% females. 99% of the reactive results have been confirmed positive, and 100% of the confirmed positives have started ART, which is readily available at our facilities. VMMC models, the community-based and the fixed site distribution. So we've got 54% of self-testers taking up VMMC at facilities. We have distributed 2,194 kits in the community between November and December last year. And HIV increases conversion rates as high as 50%. And our lessons learned. Lay providers can be trained to demonstrate HIV kit use. Self-testing is managing to reach populations that would otherwise not test, and the high percentage of first-time testers. 52% of self-testers with reactive results at community level linked to facility within a week. This is we got from the surveys that our research partner does. And facility-based HIV self-testing, 99% of self-testers with reactive results are confirmed positive, and health providers, where we are going, we still need to work a bit more with health providers. Moving ahead, we've got other models that are going to be coming up. We are going to scale up our community-based distribution. Round 1 of distribution is going to end now, but we'll go on to the second round of the RCT. We are going to scale up using the campaign style of distribution in communities. We are also going into public health facilities, integrating PITC with self-testing, and also into PMTC, ANC clinics with secondary distribution to pregnant mothers. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you, acknowledgements, and thank you to my co-workers.
Thank you very much, Miriam.